call me an astronaut. As I blast past another brother, ass who thought he was strong, but I smoke him like grass.
For all my wine enthusiasts, Wine Kim is in the building, y'all.
I grab the mic and flip my tongue like a tack. I got rhymes to keep you enchanted. Produce a smoke screen with the funky green to keep your eyes slanted. So check the flavor that I'm bringing, the one and only DRE, and you know I keep the heads ringing.
There she is. What's up, Kim?
Running things as if I was a mayor, but I ain't no politician, no competition, sending all opposition to see a mortician. I'm up.
We got the one and only Sasha in the building, y'all.
On stage and get faded just like a flat top. Your rhyme sounds like you bought him and stop and go. Dre came to wax you, so just call me Mop and Glow. Many try to, but just can't rock with. I'm 6'1", 225, a pure chocolate. Your chances of jacking me a Slim G, cause I rock from summer to Santa comes down the chimney. Ho, 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 and so, as I continue to flow, cause yo, I'm just a fly Negro, so check the flavor that I'm bringing, the one and only DRE, and I got to keep the heads ringing.
I can't see my pointers.
Keep the heads ringing. I keep the heads ringing. Get it, get it, get it. I keep the heads ringing.
That's right, y'all. Come on in, take a seat. We'll be starting the show in just a few minutes. As my boy Major always says, tell a friend to come on in. Let's go. For everyone that don't know who I am, I'm the one and only DJ Sutle. Come on, let's get it.
Bring it to the folks. Snoop Doggy Dogg and Dr. Dre is at the door, ready to make an entrance, so back on up,
cause you know we're about to rip shit up.
5 minutes of showtime. 5 minutes of showtime.
Compton and Long Beach together, now you know you in trouble.
Y'all can go and sing this with me. Nothing but a G thing.
Too low doubt, thinking so we're crazy.
Going.
Death Row is a label that
It's a label that
unfadable.
I hear you out there. Come on. Let's get it.
Perfection is perfected, so I'ma let them understand from a young G's perspective. And before me dig on a bitch, I have to find a contraceptive. You never know, she could be earning her man and learning her man, and at the same time burning her man. Now you know I ain't with that.
We got Meta Day in the building.
And that's real,
what up?
Real deal, holy feel. And now you hookers and hoes know how I feel. Well, if it's good enough to get broke off a proper chunk, I take a small piece of some of that funky stuff. It's like this and like that and like this.
What up, Shea Butter?
It's like that and like this and like that and it's like this and like that.
Make sure y'all feel free to friend each other, you know. Meet some new friends in here while you're here. Is that all right?
Now it's time for me to make my impression felt. So sit back, relax, and strap on your seatbelt. You've never been on a ride like this before. With a producer who can rap and control the maestro. At the same time with the dope rhyme that I kick. You know and I know I feel some old funky shit. To add to my collection, this selection symbolizes dope. Take a toke but don't choke. If you do, you have no clue of what me and my homie Snoop Dogg came to do. It's like this and like that.
Like this and like this and it's like that and like this and like that and I can't hear y'all. Come on. So just chill to the next episode. So, welcome to the first episode of the Tonight Show here on VR Chat. Let's get it, come on.
Getting funky on the mic like an old batch of collard green. It's the capital S-O-S, I'm fresh and double O-P, D-O-double-G-Y-D-O-double-G, you see. Showing much flex when it's time to wreck a mic. Pimping hoes and clocking a grip like my name was Dolomite. Yeah, and it don't quit. I think they in the mood for some motherfucking G. So Dre,
what up, dog?
Gotta give them what they want.
What's that, G?
You gotta break them off something.
Hell yeah.
And it's gotta be pumping. City of Compton.
It's where it takes place, so when that show attention. Mobbing like a motherfucker, but I ain't lynching. Dropping the funky shit that's making the sucker niggas mumble. When I'm on the mic, it's like a cookie.
What's going on, Nettie Betty in the building?
My motherfucking
Hey.
dog has got my back.
Come on.
Never let me slip, cause if I slip, then I'm slipping. But if I got my Nina, then you know I'm straight tripping. And I'ma continue to put the rap down, put the Mac down. And if your bitches talk shit, I have to put the smack down. Yeah, and you don't stop. I told you I'm just like a clock when I tick and I talk. But I'm never off, always on till the break of dawn. See you when PTO in and the city they call
2
Long
minutes.
Beach.
2 minute warning.
Together, like my nigga DOC. No one can do it better like
Everybody
this,
take a seat,
that,
take a
and
seat.
this, and, it's like that and like
Show will
this,
be
and
starting in the
like
next
it's
2
like
minutes.
this. Then who gives a fuck about those?
So just chill till the next episode.
So want to make sure everyone has a drink in hand. Yeah, exactly. Go ahead and get it.
Back to the block, Snoop Doggy Dogg, funky at the doc. Went solo on their ass, but it's still the same. Long Beach is the spot where I serve my cane. Follow me, follow me, follow me, follow me, but don't lose your grip. 9 tris ain't the years there for me to fuck up shit. So I ain't holding nothing back. And motherfucker, I got 5 on the 20 sack. It's like that, and that's a matter of fact. Cause I never hesitate to put a nigga on his back.
Yeah, so keep out the manuscript. You see that it's a must we drop
What's my
gangsta
motherfucking
shit.
name? Yeah. It's the bow to the wild, creeping. It's the bow to the wild, creeping and crawling. Yes, yo.
All right, y'all, we're about to start the show right after this shot.
Who's
drinking shots with me tonight? Let's go.
Niggas can't fuck with this. And niggas can't fuck with that. Shit that I drop, cause you know it don't stop. Mr. 187.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the #1 talk show in the metaverse, The Tonight Show. I am your DJ, DJ Sutle, and I would like for you all to come on and give me some love for your host, Sherwin. What's up, what's up, what's up? Hey, how's everyone doing? Hey, who we got? We got Sasha, we got Shea Butter, Fifi Love, Tiango. Got my girl Nettie Betty, Alan, Loudfire, Metaday. What's good? Alexa, how you doing over there? Who we got over there? Magnificent, Wine Chick Kim, Chipper, Loudfire, Sasha on VR, Aussie Guy 92. Oh yeah, welcome.
That's me.
Yes, welcome everybody. I know y'all singing along. You know that's my favorite theme song. Now, welcome back to another episode of The Tonight Show starring yours truly, me, Sherwin. And as you guys can tell, things are looking a little bit different nowadays, right? As you guys know, we left off our last episode. You know, we said that we were shutting down AltSpace, and it did happen. AltSpace was shut down, unfortunately. I know, really sad. I know, but you know what? You know what I learned through this process, Sutle, is a lot of us have skills and creative passions that are really transferable to other platforms. So this is really the chance for those people to shine. And I'm so happy that the Tonight Show is going strong. Look at this amazing world that was built. Shout out to Ryu for this incredible world. And, you know, we're not going to stop, you guys. We've got a lot of amazing episodes, great guests lined up for you. And in fact, we have a new DJ in town. Well, first of all, I want to say, you know, shout out to DJ Vatatron. This is the second time we've had a promotion happen within the family. You know, New York Nick, she got promoted at WBLS. And now DJ Vad, he's got promotion at his job in real life too. So he's going to be focusing on that. We send him so much love and we're rooting for him. And I'm so grateful, Sutle, you were filling in for this season. And, you know, hopefully we can even have you for more seasons because, you know, when I think of DJs in the metaverse, I think of DJ Sutle. Don't you guys agree? Right? He is one of the best. So Sutle, how do you feel about joining the team? I know AltSpace, you know, it's been a crazy couple of weeks, you know, especially, you know, with everything going on, with everybody finding new platforms. But how has life been treating you? And thank you again for joining us tonight. Well, not a problem. Just to let you know, the check did clear, so we're good on that. But I did have to take a few weeks off. It was a very emotional thing for me, for everything that I went through in alt space. But it helped me be able to stand up on my own and be able to move on. So I'm doing a lot better now. So I love it. I love where I'm at.
Absolutely. And I know a lot of other people feel the same way too. It's been a hard couple of weeks, but everything soon becomes normal for a lot of things that we do in life. So just like how Altspace became normal for us, we're going to have a new normal, and this might be it. So, and I'm so grateful that we still have our community. Look at the people who are here tonight. I mean, this is amazing.
Absolutely.
It warms my heart to see so much of our family out here tonight and sticking with us. This is amazing, you guys. Absolutely. Now, you know how we start our show, right? We usually go into our weekend, but we've had a couple weeks off, right, Sutle? So tell me, what have you been up to these past couple of weeks? Because I know I've been following you on social media, and I know you just created a new account. It's called a Kick. Tell everybody about what you've been up to. What is this Kick account?
So Kick is pretty much a new streaming platform that's challenging Twitch. So one of the reasons why I'm kind of want to dabble into that, because with Twitch there's a 50-50 split with creators and everything as far as being monetized. With Kick, it's a 95-5 split, so you're able to make money a lot better on that platform. And I'll put it like this, I literally signed up with Kick. Okay, let me go backwards. I've been on Twitch since the pandemic started, and I've had 57 followers through that whole time. I've been on Kick for a week, and I'm up to 187 followers, and I'm already monetized.
Wow! So hey, congratulations!
So yeah, if y'all have time to go to that link, it'll be on IG. Hit me up after the show. I don't want to take too much of your time, but yeah, go ahead and subscribe. I'm trying to save up for a trip to Cleveland so I can meet up with my brother DJ Marcus J up in Cleveland. So that'll be a great time to have.
Yes, possible. That will be an incredible duo right there. Two of the biggest DJs in the metaverse getting together.
Definitely epic.
So epic. And I mean, y'all definitely give Sutle some love, because he's been working so hard, even in alt space. That's why you're like one of the best, because you just put so much hard work and passion into everything you do, from your events to DJing for the community. So thank you again for, not only doing this show, but everything that you do. And we can't wait to see you succeed. We're here by your side rooting for you.
It.
Absolutely.
Like I said, the check cleared, so I'm all good.
You already know. All right. We keep everybody happy here at the Tonight Show. Now, what I did this past weekend, there's been a lot going on. Of course, preparing for these shows have been pretty tough, but we've been getting the hang of it. And, we also have been doing these world tours. Shout out to a couple people I see in the audience, like Jiffer, Alan. Y'all been coming out to these world tours we've been having, Jim. And, they've been incredible. We've been having these PC VR tours, introducing people to PC VR. And we also had Quest Friendly tours, and we did mini golf the other day. So I'm really excited to keep these going, you guys. Keep your eye out for those announcements, because they're a lot of fun. And, I just love exploring. So that's the best part about VR Chat, is how many worlds there are here to explore. I mean, can you believe it? Like, we were just barely scratching the surface with Altspace. Like, if you think of the number of worlds that exist. So I'm excited to see what comes about with that. Now, speaking of other worlds and platforms, Spatial. Have you been to Spatial yet, Sutle? What do you think of Spatial, by the way?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
What do you think of Spatial? Do you have a preference on Spatial? Have you seen Spatial? Can y'all hear me okay? Can everybody in the audience hear me? Yeah? Oh, y'all can't hear me? So this is a part of the technical difficulties that we're still working out. No, you can't hear me, Fifi? No? Yes, some of y'all can, some of y'all can't. All right, one second.
A lot of us are used to this, so it happens.
Yes, can y'all hear me now?
It's not gonna be alt space. It's gonna be
there. We go. These are the things that we still working out, y'all. It's our first show back at VR Chat, so we appreciate y'all. We love it, but that was definitely a funny moment for us that we're gonna look into. But thank you for letting me know. Sutle, I was just wondering, have you ever been to Spatial yet? Have you checked out Spatial?
I actually have. Spatial was very interesting. The fact that you're able to be on there with your, mobile phone and your, tablet and laptop. It's definitely a game changer for me. So I'm definitely interested in it.
Absolutely. Well, I've been going in there a couple of times. We actually have a radio station there in Spatial, but I actually just went recently to Power Hour. It had Power Hour in Spatial, and can y'all hear me? No? Y'all putting the thumbs down? Y'all can't hear me still? Can Yes, no? I think some of y'all can't hear me, so we're gonna go test this out one more time. Let's make sure.
Would you like to hold on to the mic, Sherwin?
I'm thinking we might have to hold on to the mic. Can y'all hear me now?
Hey.
Y'all can hear me now? All right. If it happens again, Sutle, I'm gonna grab the mic from you. All right. And that's no disrespect.
No,
I love you.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's the first show.
It's not a Kanye West moment. Okay. It's not. I swear to God, it's not a Kanye West Taylor Swift moment. All right. All right. Now, back to what we were saying. Now, I went to Spatial, checked out Power Hour, really enjoyed it. They had a really great event. Shout out to Soul G and Flashy for doing their thing. Now, shout out to Poker Stars also as well. I went to Poker Stars the other day, and I realized not only is my gambling addiction real, but also I'm addicted to virtual martinis. Like, I'm not even kidding, y'all. I will have about 5 of those from sitting at the poker table, okay? Now, wow. I'm telling you, they just keep refilling them for you over there. Now, you guys might have also seen me in Pop One. Shout out to my Pop One fam in the building. I got a lot of people out here from Pop One. Now, we've been actually training for a tournament. Now, I don't know if y'all have noticed, but there are Pop One tournaments that happen. So shout out to Nettie, Betty, Teddy, and Fifi. We're going to kill it in this Pop One tournament. You already know. So make sure y'all send us some love because we will be Metro booming. You already know. By the way, all I can say about my addiction with Population One is I can just never look at Dr. Pepper the same way, okay? I mean, let's just be real.
Amen to that.
Okay?
Amen to that.
You already know, Sutle, right? Now, speaking of Population One, I'm so excited for our guest tonight because we have the one and only Shoyo in the building. She is a badass when it comes to Population One and all these other games out here. So we'll have her out here in just a little bit. Yep, shout out to Shoyo. I know we got a lot of love in the building for her here tonight. But before we do, we're going to get into some daily dish. Now, y'all already know this is one of my favorite parts of the show where I go into everything.
Come on, get this mic, Sherwin.
The politics. Oh, let me grab the mic. Let me grab the mic. If I can reach it. There we go. Can y'all hear me now? All right. Hold on. Y'all hear me now? Y'all can hear me better? All right. Sutle, I love you. We're going to figure this out. All right. Well, before we get to Shoyo, y'all, we got my favorite part of the show, which is the daily dish. Now, this is the part where we dive everything from pop culture to politics, everything in between. Now, every time I write these different daily dishes, I already know who's going to be in the news and who's, doing something that just needs to be talked about. Right now, this week, it's Donald Trump yet again. All right. Now he's in the news. He just had his first rally out in Texas this weekend. Now with his indictment in the air, I think he had 1 foot in Mexico at that point. So now with his indictment vote taking place in a couple of weeks, President Trump might actually become the first ever former president indicted. And also the first ever to ever use over 3 kilos of spray tanner. I mean, seriously, somebody call Guinness and let him know he's breaking 2 records, okay? Yes, you already know. Now, by the way, just a side note, is it me or does he keep getting more orange? Like, seriously, I mean, he's so orange at this point that he makes Carrot Top look like a cucumber. I mean, it's that bad, okay? Now, during his speech, Trump compared himself to everybody. I mean, he's compared himself to Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, Biden. I'm just surprised he didn't compare himself to Martha Stewart, damn it. Like, they got a lot more in common than you think. You know what I mean? I gotta say this, you guys. I mean, this part literally leaves me speechless. But one part of his speech that Donald Trump said, and this is what I quote, he said that he is the most innocent person in our country. I'm not lying. You guys, either Trump has lost his mind or that Don Julio he was sipping on before the rally was strong. Because damn, I'm gonna need a shot of that next time, okay? Whatever he's sipping on. All right. I mean, I haven't heard those words since the OJ trial. I mean, seriously. Like, now, I mean, saying he's the most innocent man in the country is like saying Herschel Walker's a family man. I mean, it's just not the case, okay? Let's just be real. Now, on some separate news, Elon Musk came out recently, and he actually said that he's valuing Twitter, his new company, at $20 billion. Now, this sounds good at first, but it's actually not that good when you consider that he bought it for a whopping $44 billion. So I guess it's good. I mean, price gases are going up, and Elon Musk was able to cut Twitter in half. So there is a bright side, I guess, to everything. Now, even Elon Musk and his Teslas, his flammable Teslas. You know, Dunkin' Donuts came out this week. They announced that they're coming out with these new breakfast tacos. Now, this is the first time they're having this on their menu. Now, pair it with one of their coffees, and you can go ahead and cancel your 8 a.m. appointment because you'll be on the toilet all day. Okay? Just keeping it real. All right. Now, a travel company out in Europe is now offering a 56-day bus trip through the entire continent of Europe. How many of y'all would do that, by the way? Would you take a 56-day bus trip? That kind of sounds like it's a little long, right? You would. Okay. Well, you know what? 56 days on a bus with your spouse, you might end up spending 30 of those days filing for a divorce. Okay, so who knows what might happen. Now, last but not least, this past Monday, I don't know if you guys knew this, but this past Monday was actually National Viagra Day. It really was. Did you know about it, Sutle? No, you didn't know about it? You know what? Well, you know what? A lot of us didn't know about it. It just pops out without warning a lot of times. Now, I am so excited for the guest tonight. She is an incredible gamer. She's an anime enthusiast. A lot of y'all know her from all these different platforms. She's also an incredible world builder. So let's go ahead and bring her out, you guys. It's the one and only Shoyo, aka Adventure Time. Come on out. Yes. Come on over, Shoyo.
What's up?
Let me go backstage real quick. That's me. All right. Can y'all hear me okay? Yeah? Y'all can hear me? All right. Well, Shoyo, thank you again for coming out tonight. I really appreciate it. How have you been? You know, first of all, we know each other. We're going to keep it real, you guys. Shoyo and I, we know each other. We've been playing different games together. We met in alt space, but, you know, I really haven't sat down and really just gotten to know you, Shoyo. So I'm really excited for tonight because we're going to get to know some different things about you that I think a lot of us didn't know. So first of all, I want to ask you, tell me about just in general, where are you from? Because you're from the West Coast, right? I think we talked about this. We're both from California, right? Yes. Tell me a little bit about your upbringing, everything that's going on. West Coast.
I got too excited. I got too excited.
Tell everybody a little bit about, you know, your coming up, how you came out here. You know, what is your background? You know, you grew up in the south part of California. Is that correct?
Yeah. So I'm from SoCal, born and raised. I've moved around a lot since then. But yeah, SoCal. Let's go. And it's so funny because I now reside in NorCal. So yeah, SoCal has my heart. Born and raised.
Yes.
Born in Bellflower, raised in Compton. And I moved around a lot since then, moved to Georgia, moved to Texas, and then I found my way back in California somehow. It's in a different part. So yeah.
I'm kind of curious. Like, does it never rain in Southern California? I've always wanted to know.
It really doesn't. I'm not even gonna hold you. We've had a lot of rain lately. I know it's been crazy, but see, that's different.
So it does then.
Well, NorCal is different. NorCal, we actually have a lot of different, have a lot of different weather. So it's
Right.
the ecosystem is definitely different from SoCal because I definitely didn't grow up. I grew up without an umbrella my entire life. Honestly, I would just use the extra that my mom might have had, but I never actually had one until I moved to Georgia. Never bought one for myself.
And umbrellas stay in my car.
Yeah, well in California when it rains, it's almost like it's the end of the world. So we gotta always
Yeah.
prepared with whatever we need. But tell me, Shoyo, when did you actually get a VR? Like learn about virtual reality? When did that all come about? And what was like the first platforms that you found?
So I got into VR like 7 years ago. It was actually kind of impromptu and very random. I was in Boston as a visiting scholar at Tufts, doing some research, and one of the people on the team in the engineering school, he had a Oculus Go. And at the time I was like, I seen all these different versions. I seen the little Google cardboard box, and I definitely had seen the Rift and the Go before, but I hadn't actually had one on hand. So I decided to, all I did was put it on. I'm not even gonna hold you. Like all I did was put it on, and like he had the puppies as the background, and it just made me feel so good. And like, so I had a team, so we all ended up trying it. But that one point in moment, that long ago, I decided, I was like, I have to have this. Like, just
Right.
because it just felt right. I was like, there's so much this could do for me. I feel like it will help me relax a lot. So actually, when I got into VR, it was for relaxing purposes. Not really so much gaming. Yeah, I'm weak.
The first time you got a VR.
I cannot. So
Hey, get back to what we're talking about. Okay.
so yeah, I decided to get one literally the next year. Or within the next year I ended up getting a Go. And that was my first headset, and now I have four. So
Wow.
I kind of got into it through there. No, no. So I kind of upgraded almost with everything. I've had both of the quests, and then why am I blanking on the
Rift?
no, because I don't know why I'm blanking right now.
The Samsung
Steam's
one with the phone.
Steam's headset.
Okay.
I can't. It's you all understand what I'm saying. Yes, the Valve, thank you. I have an index. So I have those four, and I don't really use the index much because I mean the Quest 2 is just too perfect and easy to use. But yeah, that's kind of how I got into it, and I've just been going running ever since.
Real quick.
Thank you. Look at how amazing my team is, y'all. Look how amazing my team is. They're coming in hot, coming in with the rescue. Thank you. Yes, y'all, and you need to respawn because we got a stage blocker. You need to hit that respawn shuttle and then just run back up. yeah, yeah. So, and this is what part of this whole show is, and I appreciate you, Shoyo, for joining us and working with these technical difficulties that we got. You already know,
yeah, absolutely.
But so I appreciate that. Now, and that's amazing. What were some other platforms that you found before you found Altspace? Was it Altspace was the first one you found?
I'd say that in VR, Oddspace was the first thing that I used. I had used it on PC before, but in VR, Oddspace was definitely the first social platform that I had used because it was out since like 2014. And so I just kind of went into Oddspace one day and just found love. I can't even lie to you. It was definitely my home space.
Yes. Like a lot of us, absolutely. And I feel like you grew a lot in Altspace, but you actually had a passion before Altspace, right? You were into anime, and I know that was something that when you came into Altspace, you actually brought that over with you. So tell me, like, what inspired you to get into anime in the first place? Like, was it something you grew up on watching and then you just loved it so much, or was it something later on in life that you picked up on?
Yeah, I definitely grew up on it. From a very small kid, I watched anime. I like to say that Yu-Gi-Oh is probably my first anime, and I watched it when I was a very little kid. I have very fond memories of it, and then I just kind of I've been watching and reading manga throughout the years. So yeah, it was really easy for me to decide like, oh yeah, I want to like share this love for anime with other people, and I did that. Like I think in my second year of being on Altspace, I decided to kind of have a club and have a space for that, and it flourished. Like I really enjoyed all the people that I've met in that space have like impacted me so much.
Absolutely. And I see you settle there too. And we're gonna get somebody backstage right now to put down the stage blocker real quick, and then we're gonna have Settle get back to his DJ booth. We appreciate it. Go ahead and give it a try, Settle. It should be down now. You can go ahead and walk up. Oh, we'll get that fixed for you in just a second. All right. So, and that's an amazing story, Shoyo. And you ended up bringing this, whole thing into a talk show, right? Now, what is the name of it again for everybody who hasn't seen it? It's called The Outrageous Anime Talk Show, right?
That outrageous anime talk show totes.
The Outrageous Anime Talk Show. First of all, I love the name. What inspired the name? And then tell me about the show. What was the premise of the show? What did you guys talk about?
So actually the name, so me and my co-host, who was also the videographer, we decided like, because we always talk about anime and we talked about anime with other people and we were doing a whole lot of other things before the show. But we were like, you know what, we should probably do a podcast, because I had already did a very short podcast with entirely unrelated before then. But we were just like, you know what, like this chemistry is unmatched. It's so fluid. Let's do this. And actually the first iteration of the of the name, it was so long I just ended up cutting it, but it was actually that outrageous anime talk show where almost anything goes. And the reason why we had that there was because we didn't want anything weird happening. We didn't want anything like foul happening or anything like for anyone to feel like, oh yeah, they can just get up and say anything that might be hurtful to someone or that might be rude, or if they're talking about a character that is actually a minor, didn't want that to like be a safe space for people to kind of do just anything. So that was when we did our first season, that was the name. But then the second, third season, it was like, it's just that outrageous anime talk show, because in the beginning we would always just lay down the rules for in each episode anyway. So we're like, there's no point in me keeping the other part of it, because at that point we have the same people coming anyway. And even with new people, it's just, hey, we're not going to tolerate any shit. And we say that every time. And so if you get on the mic, which we welcome, if you want to, chime into any of the conversations, we welcome it. But like, there are boundaries that we have in this show. And so we just wanted people to respect that. So we talked about anime.
Yeah, and I'm really curious about this because I'm not a huge anime watcher. I have limited knowledge when it comes to anime, but is most of anime in a different language? Most of it is, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, so I definitely watch anime all in Japanese, but they translate it in almost every language. So usually wherever you are from, it has the translated version. So even if you are from a Latin country, then you can watch it in Spanish. They translate there. So there's a lot of English translations and Russian translations, German translations, French translations. They translate it in so many different languages, but I choose to watch it in its original form.
So you watch it in an original form.
Yeah.
So do you feel like you've learned Japanese by watching anime? Like, is that something that you could say to people, like, if you want to learn Japanese, it's actually a good way to learn Japanese through anime?
I think it could be a good way. But I definitely think you have to work harder than that, because like there's definitely like there's sayings and words and phrases that I definitely catch on to. But when it comes to like understanding the language entirely, because I'm actually big on language, it takes more steps in that, because it's also also like a symbolic language, and it's not like how we speak English. So to learn it takes a whole lot of different. It takes a different type of learning strategy, to be honest, than just watching it on screen.
Now, tell me about like your world building, because this is another passion of yours. You have anime, and then alongside anime, you also started to build, and you actually started calling your worlds. I don't know if y'all. First of all, have y'all seen Shoyo's worlds? Can y'all hear me? By the way, first of all, y'all can still hear me still.
Mhm.
Yes. Have y'all seen Shoyo's worlds? Yes. Okay. There are some really incredible worlds that you have built, Shoyo, and you call them Vibrance by Shoyo. That's the name of it. Tell me why you
Yeah.
named it Vibrance. I love the name because I think Vibrance is something that embodies so many different things, and it's like all about just good energy. But tell me about why you chose the name Vibrance and what it means to you.
So I chose Vibrance because I really like to build vibrant things. I like to build things that are different, things that are quirky, things that are exuberant. Not necessarily meaning over the top, but I like things that are colorful. I like things that have a meaning and aren't just. I just like it to have that kind of authenticity that I feel in that moment. Which is like, even though I might like certain architectural styles, when I build, I usually like to do things that are unconventional. I like to use colors or materials or create shaders that are different and not necessarily just showing what I could see in real life, because that's the whole point for me in VR is virtual reality. Like, yeah, I have to do certain things that kind of can catch the reality of the world, but I also can do things that do not live in the physical, because that's the whole point. It's VR and you're supposed to be creative. So I like vibrance, and so that's why I chose it.
I love that. And so tell me about some of these worlds that you've made, because we have a couple, and if you guys are watching at home, some of y'all might not be able to see this here tonight, but if you're watching at home, then you're going to be able to see some of these worlds. Now we've got several of them. We've got Haven, we've got Flora, and we've got Bookhaven. So tell me about these several worlds. Tell me about the vibe of each of them, and then tell me like why you named each one the same name. So, or Bookhaven and Haven, what is the difference between the two? You know what I mean? So tell me a little bit about these worlds.
So those three worlds were the last three worlds I built on ArtSpace that were finished. Um and I kind of gave a more, I guess, more modern feel to them. And I kind of definitely stretched myself a little bit with Haven. But Bookhaven is probably my favorite out of the three. I did Flora first, and then I did Bookhaven. I actually finished both of them within the same week. But Flora is like a parlor-esque type world, basically kind of chill. There are plenty seating areas. It kind of gives you a space, a very intimate space for you to talk. And so I kind of built Flora before I went on vacation, because I wanted to build a space that was more intimate and small, because I actually like really scaled worlds. I like worlds that are not too large, where it seems like you're just a little ant in it. So I decided to make that a very intimate space that was kind of like just a chatty space, like a space you could go in and just chat with your friends or whatever. And then Bookhaven was kind of like, I kind of wanted to go for like a secret library. And so I love books, I love to read, and I think that it made me feel like I just wanted to sit in there. And oftentimes, because I even made myself a home space that I rarely I stopped going into, because I would go into Bookhaven instead, because I had a whole I built myself a house, but Bookhaven just felt like home at that point. But essentially it was just a library, and I actually really appreciate it, because literally the day after I had built it, because I opened it up to people, there were two women that were sitting in the world, and they were just having a conversation. I came in there randomly, like in the middle of the day, and they were just having a conversation. And I was just like, it made me feel so good that they could go in there and just feel like I could just talk about whatever in the rooftop and look at the trees. because it really just
Yep.
looks like a secret library. And then Haven. Haven was a stretch for me because it actually it seemed like a very big world. And it was the second iteration of that template. So actually that is a different template because I made an anime world in the same format, but it looks entirely different colors, shaders, and then there are objects that are different. But I made an entirely different world first, and then I saw the potential. I was like, I want to make something sexy from this template, because I was thinking like, this is given too fancy for anime, so let me make another template based upon this. So that's where Haven came out, and it just kind of turned out really well. And I like all the colors, and then how bright, but also how sexy it feels, because it kind of has like a really nice a calm beach vibe. And so I was thinking like, okay, what about like a beach club-ish vibe, like where you could come and feel like it is, luxurious. So that's what I was going for Haven. And there's no really connection with Bookhaven and Haven. I just kind of was like, I just kind of ended up using those two names for him. But I always look at, I kind of put in words into a generator every time I try to name something. And then I like go through lists and lists of things. And sometimes I go with something, sometimes I end up just coming with something up on my own. But I use generators so I can think of like a nice name that I feel like really attaches to the place.
I love that. And you have also some other worlds as well, right? And like one of them was like the gaming world that you made for Bad News. I don't know if y'all seen that. It's like a Nintendo looking. I love that world. That one was amazing too. And you just have some really, really incredible worlds. Now, and with Altspace being gone and everything, because I know that was your main place that you would build these worlds, are you planning on building anywhere else, like VR chat, spatial, like anywhere else that you have a plan for building?
So I had never planned on making VR chat my home. I do plan on building in VR chat, but I do not plan on bringing any of my Altspace things into VR chat. So anything I build VR chat will be straight from scratch, and I built it in the Unity SDK for VR chat. But I'm actually building on Mona. I've liked Mona for some time now. I like Cluster a little bit. There's some things that I don't know if I will stay with Cluster. But Mona kind of has my attention a lot right now. They have a lot of opportunities for builders and things, and I think it's really cool. But that it also takes it outside of just the VR space, because it's really not a heavy VR space. But there's so much to do, and I have so many other platforms that I have and that I haven't decided if I'm gonna attach myself to. But spatial, definitely, I think I'm gonna give it another try, because I remember when I tried spatial a long time ago when it first came out. And I just I've tried a lot. I've tried probably most of the social VR apps offered in VR when they either when they came out or a long time ago, and either I didn't like it or I didn't think it was better than Altspace at the time, for whatever reason, and I just didn't spend all of my time there. I spent a lot of time in VR chat, but I didn't. It's a lovely place, but I definitely was like, yeah, I'm not bringing my Altspace world over here. I'm just gonna start from scratch.
Well, you know what? The limitations here, I mean, you have way more you can do, right? So I think, a lot of people right now are relearning, different ways to build and the different version of Unity that they got to download. And I think that's what's going to really propel a lot of these different builders to create some amazing worlds. Because really, the world,
Absolutely.
VR chat, there's no limit. I mean, you can put scripts, you can do a lot of different things. So I'm really excited to see what people come up with. Even me holding this microphone, even though we have glitches, but this is cool that we can have somebody holding a microphone or something like that, right? So there's just so much that you could do, and I'm really, really excited for it. Now, you do building is one aspect, but one thing I love about you, Shoyo, and how I met you was gaming, right? And you're an avid gamer. You play a lot of different games. Population One, I know, is one of your favorites. All right. And it's one of my favorites too. I gotta say, I'm addicted. I'm probably less addicted than you at this point, or I'm probably more addicted, I should say. Let's just be real.
Oh my goodness.
But one thing I've learned and seen, with just in general with like female gamers. Like, I want to get your opinion on this because, I think a lot of times when we think of gamers, it's a male dominated industry, right? And, all these streamers and everybody that's gaming, right? And there's a lot of women out there, and we've got a lot in the audience tonight that are really good gamers, that go out there and go to Population 1 and can kill just as many people as anybody else, right? Now, have you ever been, when in your situation, have you ever been looked down upon or underestimated that you're a female, so you might not be a good gamer, and then pretty much proven them wrong? Because let me just say, you guys, if you haven't seen Shoyo on Pop One, then you are missing out because she will kill you. She will kill you with no mercy. Okay. But tell me about, just in general, the double standards about gaming in general when it comes to female gamers.
I think growing up, I definitely didn't feel like there was a issue with me playing games. Luckily, because that was the environment that I was in. I played games with my cousins. They never had a problem with me playing games with them. They never, anytime I went to grandma's house, we played games together. We were on the PS2, the PS3, whatever. We played all different types of games that I will never play now because I don't really care for those types of games anymore. But we played games all the time, and I come from a very competitive family. And so, like, it was kind of normal. Now, when I think about when I started getting like teenager and then and older, and now I'm an adult, I definitely, you kind of see it more from other people. So I definitely don't have it in house, but from other people, it like happens all the time. You have people that, sometimes, especially like on PC or console games on your mic, a lot of women do not speak because once some teammates find out that it's a woman, they're like, they either start spatting at the mouth and saying like the most outrageous things, or they just start like being like, oh, okay, I'm gonna mute you because like I see no value in you. And I've seen that happen multiple times.
Right.
Like, or I've been on the sideline and watching other people while they play and hear that, or I watch streams and see that happen to like regular gamers. And it's like, it's unfair. For me, like when I think about Pop One, like in the beginning of Pop One, like if you were in a public lobby, like it could get really toxic. Like you would come in, and if you spoke, and they would be like, oh, it's a girl, and then they would just start coming in, like gathering around you in a circle and just like, oh, let me do this, and just get in your face and like really making you uncomfortable. And I know how that feels for a lot of people, because for some people it's like, I can't do this. I can't be in a room.
Yep.
Oh,
she probably about to say her headset about to die or something. She was in the middle of saying something like that. No, but while she's getting her stuff situated or whatever, she might be grabbing her plug right now. But I mean, I wanted to bring this up because don't you all feel that way sometimes? Like, especially the female gamers out there, just by a show of emojis or hand, do you feel like sometimes when you go out there that people judge you for being a female gamer? VR, I feel like, is an even playing field. Okay, when you think of Xbox, when you think of PlayStation, when you think of all these other different platforms, what is another one? Nintendo, right? I mean, I don't know. You think of all these different games, right? And you think of there's a lot more men on these platforms than there are women. VR, I actually think it's not the case. I actually think VR, there's maybe even more women than men. Maybe it's equal. I don't know. But even looking at the audience tonight, we've got, I think, more women in the audience tonight than men, right? So that just goes to show you, that you should never judge a book by its cover, because there's a lot of people out there with different experiences who game at different levels, and there's a lot, and Shoyo is one of them. She is a very good gamer. I mean, I don't know, Sutter, you might have seen her in Population 1, but some of y'all have seen her in Population 1. I know Teddy is a little salty because she probably just killed him last week, but everybody else has seen her in Population 1 and play. But she's a very, very strong player. So gotta give a shout out to all the female gamers that are out there. They do their thing. They really do. Now I'm gonna hand this mic back to you, DJ Sutle. So we're gonna get right into our closing thoughts. All right, I'm gonna hand it back to you, and we're gonna see if my microphone hopefully works. There you go.
All right, all right, all right.
All right. What are your closing thoughts? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right.
sure everyone
What do
can.
you think? So I know we had some technical difficulties.
Hey, it happens.
Oh,
you
and
know,
I
it
just got a
happens.
message, by the way, from our guest that we were talking about weather earlier. This is so funny. Go get that laughing one ready right now because let me tell you something about Shoyo. Her power went out.
God damn.
Back on the couch. All right. Okay, good. We were just talking about
My
you.
bad.
No worries.
Emergency
bad.
power. She got backup batteries.
You got power back. We were back
Yeah.
the thoughts, but you're back. All right. Well, okay. So you want to finish what you were saying about?
Yeah.
You know your thought.
Yeah, I got you.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Mic
Go
check,
ahead,
mic
Shoyo.
check.
I'm gonna grab a
One, two,
microphone
one,
while
two.
you're
Can y'all hear
talking. Keep
me?
going.
Okay. So yeah, I think it can be very hard. There can be very hostile environments made for female gamers and women, like in any type of gaming space. I mean, it's unfortunate because on the flip side, there are also some women who then become the same toxic. They add or they take on that toxicity because they know that that's the only way that they can be accepted by whichever community that they're in. So you have all these different extremes, but so it can be very harmful to some people. And on the flip, it can also be very welcoming once you find a community of people that know that they do not want to accept harm and that they don't want to act on it either. But oftentimes when you're in a public lobby, you can't really control that. So then you make that decision if you want to stay there, if not. And I've definitely ran away in my virtual avatar, like, you know, like, yo, leave me alone. And sometimes you gotta curse some people out. And it's like, yo, like, I'm gonna meet you where you at sometimes. Like, if you wanna go low, I will go lower. But it's like
Your name is not Michelle Obama, exactly.
Yeah. But it's
when
like,
they go high, when they go low, you go low.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. It's not necessary sometimes, but I also think that there are, you know, I feel like on a personal though, I have been welcomed in most spaces that I've been in. The public, I can't do anything about it. When you go on a public, and that goes for VR, that goes for PC. Like, because even on PC, because I play PC or console, you know, you're playing games like Overwatch. I've been playing that a lot, lady. Word to Black Sands. But you can't do anything. You can't control what other people say to you. Unfortunately, and sometimes you want to get them banned. Sometimes you want to block them, because I will absolutely block someone with the quickness. But I feel like I've been welcomed with open arms with the many communities and many friends that I've made on multiple platforms that I play consistently. I can always go to those people and know that they're not going to say some foul shit. They're not going to say some misogynistic shit. They're not going to, you know, say some racist shit. It's always going to be fun and love. And so those are the people that I choose to play with if I can.
Absolutely. And I think a lot of us also, can y'all hear me, by the way? Does microphone work? It works?
Yeah.
All right. Well, you know, and also this kind of applies to VR chat too. Like, to be real, you know, there's a lot of public lobbies that you'll go to in VR chat where you'll have the same situation. You know what I'm saying? So you'll go into a VR chat lobby and there'll be a lot of kids in there cursing. And I think that same advice that you just offered up to everybody, I think is another thing you can take up in VR chat. You know, find people that you like to be around and surround yourself with those people, because if you go to different public lobbies, you may not find those people that you know, match with their energy. So I always stay, like with you, like how you say, I always stay with my crew and we do our own thing and we kind of stay away from those public lobbies. As time has told many times, we judge people by energy, you know what I'm saying? So that's just how it is. But I want to get into a quick little game with you while we got you and your power is still working. All right. Now, this game, I like to call it Run That Rate. All right. I know we got some game music going on. There we go. Hey. So we got that working tonight. Now, the suspense is real. Okay. Now, I've got a list of games here. Some are games, some are social apps, okay? And I want you to just give me a rate from, 1 to 10, 1 being trash to 10 being you absolutely love the app, you're an addict, okay? We're going to run through some of these. And then also maybe if you want to give me a couple words about each one, why you like it, why you don't, and then we'll go down the list, okay? So we're going to start off with one that I can't stand, but a lot of people sometimes like it, Rec Room. What do you think about Rec Room?
Oh, I'm giving Rec Room a 10. I'm riding for Rec Room all day. That's my platform, okay?
Oh,
if you know me, I love me some Rec Room, okay? Rec Room is fun. So fun, and I love what they do with the platform. They literally listen to their audience and their users. They're one of the best social and gaming, like casual building platforms that we have, honestly. And they migrate. It's on console, it's on PC. You can use it everywhere and on your phone.
I'm listening.
That's amazing. He's listening. Shout out to Trip, by the way, because I know our friends over at Trip, Kristen and the rest of them, they've been doing their thing over there in Rec Room. So yes, there is lots of opportunities there. I'm seeing it from my own eyes. So definitely check it out if you haven't checked it out. Now, what about Zenith? Because that's another hot one that was huge a couple months ago. Have you played Zenith?
I have, and I was waiting on it for so long when it first came out. I'm going to have to give Zenith. I'm going to have to give it a 5. And
okay,
it's only
right
because
down the middle.
I knew that I was excited for it because of the possibilities and how it looked and like the development. But when it comes down to it, I actually don't like massive multiplayer games. So I played myself, really. I played for the first 2-3 days and got to level 25, and I never got back on. I never got back on. So, like, yeah.
Now, speaking of different games, there's been this debate between Contractors and Population 1. So we're going to settle it here tonight with Shoyo. What is your run that rate for Constructors and run that rate for Contractors and run that rate for Population 1? All right, I think a lot of people want to know.
Contractors is definitely getting like a 3 out of me. I do not like Contractors. Everybody knows, especially if I do not like Contractors. It's a FPS, and it's I don't like Call of Duty, so that makes sense, because I don't like Call of Duty. I don't care for Contractors, and most of the maps they offer do not do anything for me, so I don't really care for it. I think Population 1 is absolutely superior. There are different games because Population 1 is a battle royale, but I just simply don't care for Contractors and how it's played.
You said it here first, y'all. That's an exclusive with Shoyo. I have to agree with that, though. I play Contractors, and it's just a little bit too much for me going on. It's just I don't get a lot of. It's just not my thing. Population 1, I need them to highlight exactly what I need to do, where I need to grab, and all that, and that's what they do for me. So they do a good job. I agree with you. Now we've got a couple more here. Gun Raiders was another popular one back in the day. Have you ever played Gun Raiders? Yes,
before they even had seasons, when they were in their beta and everything, and I hate the art style. I'm not gonna hold you. I think it's ugly as hell. So I'm gonna have to give Gun Raiders like a 4 or 5. It's giving like a 4 or 5.
She's running that rate, y'all. She is running that rate. That's what she's doing. And, y'all can have your own reviews about these apps, but this is coming from an avid gamer. So, y'all, I would take this advice. All right. Now, let's go right into After the Fall, because you already know. Don't deny it. Some of you guys had an After the Fall addiction in here as well. Tell me about After the Fall. Did you have an After the Fall addiction? Because there was a time and place where everybody was literally on that app.
So, because I desire good things, I decided to never touch that game because I'm tired of zombie games. I think they're boring. And so I can't give it a rating. I was very sick when I heard that because a lot of people from Oddspace started playing After the Fall, actually. Right. I was like, really? Because I remember playing Arizona Sunshine and there's another zombie game on in VR, but
Drop Dead. I believe it's Drop Dead.
Yeah, and I'm tired of zombies as a theme is not appealing to me. So I would give it a 0, but I can't rate it because I didn't play it. I'm not going to. You can't convince me to play it.
All right, so we'll give that one a 0 on the basis of she's not playing, and don't ask her to. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now we have a couple more apps left. Now these are not more social apps. We're wondering now. We're moving on from the games. Wondering what your thoughts are on these social apps. So let me hear. What do you think between Horizons and Spatial and VR Chat? Run that rate.
Oh Lord. I would have if I'm choosing between those three, which one is the best? I'm going with VR Chat. VR Chat is a very technical, techie space. If you're building here in VR Chat or developing anything in VR Chat or for it, it's like you are doing actual development to me. And I really like that. And I mean, there's a plethora of things in VR Chat that I think that they do well. And I hated Horizons when they were in their alpha and beta, and honestly, isn't it still in beta? I can't remember, but I hated Horizons in the beginning of its inception, and so I would go periodically, and sometimes I would try year after year. I would go like a few minutes, and I just realized that it's not my thing. But I have been lately, and I've been with some people that's here, and they've made it fun. But is it a platform that I enjoy just off the platform base as of what it offers? No. So I'd probably give Horizons like a 5 or a 6. I'd probably give it like a 6. I'd say a solid 6. It has room to grow. But yeah, if they never get a Unity
people can't build. That's one thing that's stopping a lot of builders from going there.
I mean, like, yeah, and it's like I also understand the inbuilt building. Like, I think that's cool, but I simply do not care for what the app offers. And it's like, it's just okay. It's meta, it's their project, and I'm sure they're gonna improve, but right now it's a 6. I'm giving VR Chat like an 8 or 9. And then Spatial. I'd have to give more time to Spatial, a little bit more. I know that there's some issues with Spatial, but I feel like I have to spend more time in there. If I were to say based upon what my initial time in there was, it probably would be like a 4 or 5. Because I didn't care for it too much. But I definitely need to spend more time in there because I haven't spent any time in there in the last 2 years. So I could spend more time in there probably to kind of figure it out. But out of those 3, VR Chat is definitely taking the cake.
Yep.
There's nothing. Yeah.
That's why we're here tonight. You know what I'm saying? Because look at the amazing world that we're in. We couldn't replicate this in Horizons, not just yet. Right. But, they're getting there. They'll have a Unity uploader soon, hopefully. And then we can, builders and stuff can start really expressing their creativity over there because there's so much to do there. Now, there's also a couple of new apps, and I'm not going to, keep them out of the list. Now, tell me what you think about these ones. Have you ever visited Let's Connect, for example, or Utopia?
I have not visited Let's Connect. I definitely heard a lot about it. I never.
Ooh, let me step on.
I never got. I well, no. I never.
A lot about it. We all heard a lot about it too.
But
those avatars we definitely heard about.
Oh no. I thought I heard that there was like an update to avatars, but I definitely did not. I haven't done a research into Let's Connect at all. I just remember hearing from it and hearing people that went there, how like, oh, this is cool. This was a nice time or whatever. But I just never went over there. One, because I ended up going to Banter first. But Let's Connect, I haven't tried it. I haven't downloaded it yet. Utopia, I haven't put my foot in. I have had conversations of going in there, but I haven't put my foot in there. And I like none of the spaces that I've mentioned, including VR Chat, will be my home or like for building. Might I build something in these spaces? Like if it's an option, yeah. But I probably am not going to spend a lot of time in either of those simply, and it's not because they're awful spaces or they're the worst thing ever made. It's just like I'm probably just not gonna stretch myself thin. I've got other metaverses on my computer, and I've got other things to do that are on my computer that I could build from. So it's like I'm not as invested in trying every single thing that's new come out. I'm not as invested in doing that. If it happens, and then that's cool. But yeah, no, I haven't actually been in been in either of those.
Well, y'all heard it here first. Shoyo just run that rate down all these apps, and now you guys can know which ones to check out and which ones to leave alone. All right, on that Oculus library. Okay. Now let's give one more round of applause for Shoyo, y'all, for coming out tonight. I appreciate it, Shoyo. First guest of VR chat. I just want to say again. And I want to apologize to Shoyo because, you know, if we were in all space, it'd be very smooth. But obviously, VR chat is a little foreign to us. So you might have seen me step away from my seat a couple times. I just had to do a little something backstage to get everything back on track.
Good.
And that was it.
It's the first.
But I appreciate you guys.
First episode. It's all good.
And we're gonna work out this microphone thing. It's all gonna be worked out, y'all. We got a great builder with us who's just amazing. So we're gonna get all this sorted out. Now, Shoyo, before we let you go, I always let the guests, you know, share their last few thoughts, closing thoughts, piece of advice that they have for the audience, whatever that might be. We're calling it closing thoughts. So I'm gonna hand it off to you, Shoyo. Take it away. Tell everybody what's on your mind for your closing thoughts tonight.
Okay, so I hope y'all had a wonderful night. I definitely enjoyed this. I could talk about anime all day, and if you've ever come to my podcast, you know I could talk about it all day. So basically, I mean, my recommendation to you all is to just dive into whatever you want to in VR. Like I got into VR at anything 7 years ago, and I've just flourished since then. You know, just continue to try new things. And like find your niche as well though. Like so if you like VR chat, spend as much time as you can in here. Find people that you want to hang out with, play some games. If you really are into gaming, I love when people try new games that they really end up enjoying them. Like just figuring out, okay, this game is actually really fun. And I love gaming because competing is fun. So I say game to your heart's content. Watch more anime. I love giving anime recommendations. So you ever see me around, feel free to just ask me about anime because it brings joy to me to talk about it. So, you know, anything with that. If you feel like you want to join the Pop One crew, possibly develop some type of addiction, feel free to talk to me. And,
you will be addicted.
I can make sure I could train you to learn the ropes or Pop One because it's so fun. But any game that you play, I hope you give your all. I really enjoy doing everything that we talked about today for real. So yeah,
I love it. Well, thank you so much, Shoyo. Y'all, let's get one more round of applause. Let's give it up for the one and only Shoyo. Thank you again, Shoyo. I'll give you a hug. Give you a hug. Thank you again for coming out. Thank you so much. All right, I'll give it up for Shoyo. Give it up, give it up, give it up. Hey. I know Sasha's favorite song, right, Sasha? Hey. Hey. Yes. Thank you guys for coming out tonight. We appreciate it. Yes, the Tonight Show. Well, we about to get right back into it, y'all. Shout out to Shoyo. One more round of applause. Absolutely. Yes. All right, all right. So, Subtle. What a show. We had our first one tonight. You know, we got our own closing thoughts that we need to discuss. So let me hear from you first. Tell me what you think of the show, what you learned from the episode, any takeaways.
Well, first of all, we need to figure out the whole thing. That's number one.
Definitely gonna get that sorted out. Yes.
Right, but we will.
You already know.
But it was an amazing show. I love the experience, and I love being a part of this team. And make sure you all check me out on IG. Hit me up so we can make this thing happen.
Yes. And let's just give one more round of applause for Sutter, y'all, because this man, like I said earlier, works so hard, puts on an amazing event, and I know he's got some amazing things happening I mean, we're going to be looking out on your socials to see where you're doing them, but whether it's in VR chat, spatial, or anywhere else, we'll be there to support you. We can't wait for you to get back in the groove of things, Sutle, because there's a lot for, us to experience and see with DJing in the metaverse. So I'm excited.
Absolutely. And real quick, I want to just point out one particular person. Metaday, thank you for my first 5 subscribers on Kick. Thank you.
Yes.
I love you for that.
Oh, yes. Shout out to Metaday. Yes, that's amazing. Shout out everybody here tonight. Go out there, go follow DJ Sutle. Show him some love because you really are a community man and we appreciate you. So thank you, man. We'll be there to support you for everything that you do. Now, my closing thoughts.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Now, my closing thoughts, I kind of shared mine a little bit earlier, but just to get back a little bit into it, about just judging people in general, book based off of its cover, you know what I'm saying? Because Shoyo is somebody who I got to know a lot over the last couple of weeks. And, I didn't know, because at first I thought, okay, who is this shy, reserved, quiet person? Next thing you know, she's killing me every time I play her in Population 1. All right, so she's not shy on the battlefield.
No, she ain't shy.
Let's
be
real.
Not shy at all.
She is not shy. She will slice me in the throat. But let's be real, okay? Because there's not just Shoyo out there, but there's a lot of people out there who are like Shoyo, who are incredible gamers. They are so creative. They have these passions for building and anime and all these amazing things. And they're introverts. And one thing I learned is a difference between an extrovert and an introvert is that introverts they don't share as much as extroverts do. Us extroverts, we say a whole lot of nothing, all right? But introverts say a little bit of something. And that's the part of an introvert that I love. And I think, Suttle's laughing, but I think it's true. It's true.
It's definitely true.
I think it's definitely true. That's the part of an introvert that I love is that when they speak their mind, like, Shoyo right now, this was her element. We heard so much about her. And, there's just so much to every person. People are so multifaceted. Go out there and get to know somebody new out there, okay? Because I bet you that person that you're thinking of, you don't know a lot of things about them that you think you might not know, okay? So go out there, go ask somebody about their passions, their hobbies, what makes them creative, and just have a conversation about it and get to know them because there's so many people out there like Shoyo who deserve that love and attention and support. So, yes, and I'm so happy to have Shoyo on the couch here tonight to discuss it. Now, next week, I'm really excited. We've got the one and only Gabby in VR in the building. She's going to be here. Now, she's also a builder. Kitty Cat knows her from Second Life because, they be partying it up in Second Life. But it's good to see you here tonight, Kitty Cat, in VR chat. But, we're going to be talking to her about Second Life and what life is like in Second Life because I've never been there. Have you been there, Sutle? Because I've never, ever set foot in Second Life before.
I have, and I've seen some things. I just feel like that. I've seen some things.
I honestly, I don't want to comment on if they got a Victoria's Secret out there because that's all I'm going to leave it at. Okay, somebody need to go get checked out some cup sizes out there.
All the seekers are there. All the seekers are there.
Yes. Well, y'all got some beautiful avatars out there. We're going to be talking about Second Life and everything in between. And, Gabby does a lot more than just Second Life. She's a builder. She's an amazing mother. So we'll be talking about her life as well. But I just want to say thank you again to everybody who came out, supported us through all the technical difficulties tonight. We're going to get it right. It's a work in progress like everything in life is. So we appreciate you guys standing with us. I want to thank DJ Sutle again. I want to thank Aussie Guy, City Girl, Soul G, Black Sage, the whole team. We appreciate all of you guys. And we'll see you guys next Wednesday at 10 p.m. And make sure y'all stay tuned with the announcements. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye!
Once again, I hope everyone enjoyed their show tonight. Make sure